I wasn't very sure, wait to open or open whenever.
You can open whenever.
Okay.
I sent it because I had it, but you don't have to wait to open it.
Okay. I'm not sure if the one that I sent you got there
It is.
yet. I haven't checked on
It
the
is not here yet, or I haven't seen it unless it just got here today. So
Okay. I will take a look into it then. New book time.
New book.
Also, trying to find an artist that I can commission to get 2D images like Nicolin or the Rizzle and convert them into 3D image files so that I can print them.
That'd be really freaking cool.
Because, why not?
There's a lot of opportunity there.
Yes. And honestly, it's more so just I love everything in general about it. So.
Yeah. That'd be, I don't know, I don't even know how to find someone who can do that, but that would be super cool.
I've already kind of learned a lesson about that, so it's definitely...
Didn't work out so well the first time?
Yeah. Here, let me share my screen real quick. So the wild thing is, this is a AI 3D image creator.
It just came up. That's pretty freaking cool.
Okay, so this is something that I was messing around with AI and had it come up with this. So what I got that I commissioned the person for was not as good as I would have liked to, and just kind of at the point of I'm done. It's just okay, just give me the thing and I'll figure something out. So finding somebody else, and I've already talked to Shammy about where she gets her artist from, because
that's who I was thinking. So I was like, she might know someone.
And so she didn't know anybody 3D imaging, but as far as artists and what website she uses, kind of where she goes to get them. So there is that. As soon as I can get a Rizzle one made, I will absolutely let you know.
I'm excited.
All right. With that, welcome back to the Fifth Guild Podcast. I'm your host, Eric. And today we're going to chapters 1 through 5 of Abyssal Arcanist. We are on to the third book in the series already, and we're just moving along. Before we get into today's episode, we just want to thank you guys for listening. If you can comment, share, subscribe, anything that you can do to help us get this out to more people. And also want to remind you that in the description below is the Frith Chronicles wiki link, along with the Capital Station Discord server, so you can go in and join in on the conversation over there. And with that, we'll get into today's episode.
We start off with chapter 1, People in My Dreams. So we are a few months into school, and things are absolutely wild. Currently, Gray is resting in the dorms. He gets into this dream, and in the dream, he's in this really old castle, really old dining hall. One of the things he notices that kind of clues him in that how old it is that all the candles are made of tallow instead of beeswax. And this is a really strange thing to notice until you remember that his family trade is candles. So he does actually understand the theory of making candles and why you use certain materials, but this does clue him in that this is from a galaxy far, far away in a time long, long ago. Inside this castle, giant dragon, giant cage, we realize this is where Deimos is in prison. So slight little short chat with Deimos to catch up on how things are going. But then luckily, after Deimos kind of threatens him and talks about how he's going to escape and how the prison's kind of already eroding away, Soren wakes him up.
I always loved her intros to the new book. It's never previously on. She does a good job of easing you back into it.
Yeah, little subtle reminders of what's going on, but yeah, I do appreciate not going through a recap chapter.
That does bring us to chapter 2, Defiant Dragon. We are in Piper's class now, and she's actually very well put together. She's not staving off a hangover. She's got her hair done. She's wearing a dress. She actually looks like a person should. We talk about how most guilds have ended since the academies have started opening, mainly because there's no real advantage to having a guild anymore. You don't have any apprentices to have to learn under. the guild, so they don't get any money out of you anymore. So there are some very old ones. I like to think that the Frith Guild is still strong and going because they are a protector. We have Reeve, who's on the lookout for somebody, but we're not sure who quite it is. Because pops in, says nothing to report, and she's like, "Well, then why are you here?"
Just wanted you to know there was nothing to report.
Instead of Gray being caught not paying attention and daydreaming in the class, after Piper starts to grill him, he turns the conversation about old torture methods, and he describes what the Defiant Dragon is, and essentially the entire class is just staring at him. I imagine eyes bulging, mouths open, like, how did you even possibly get here? And Gray makes a morbid jest about, honestly, I think that anybody in the military would be proud of this, so kudos to him.
He's trying.
I mean, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation, so we just gotta let him go. Raaza mentions that he has seen what they're being described as a Defiant Dragon, and in somebody's compound named Lord Otto, and Nasbit chimes in really quickly that he is not a lord, and that everyone is just too afraid to correct him. He's just a lowborn.
Just a measly peasant who has 2 Defiant Dragons. So you go ahead and call him peasant.
Just chilling in the garden, you know, decoration.
Wonder what's in his torture chamber, you know? Chapter 3 is moving dorms. So Raaza and Nasbit confront Gray. They obviously caught on pretty quickly that Gray didn't just like stumble upon this in his coloring book. So Nasbit decides the best way to get through Gray's random occurrences and going-ons is to just document everything, which isn't a horrible idea, but is such a Nasbit idea. Gray does confess about the dream. He confesses about the Trident, and they actually sort of want to help. They're a little scared, which I think is fair, but they do think that they can help, and they're kind of standing by his side as a friend. Nasbit wants to move dorms, so the way the dorms are set up, he's essentially in the highbrow dorm, and he doesn't like it because he doesn't get along with anyone, and he wants to move into the peasant dorm. So they're all going to go and help move his stuff dorm to dorm. Essentially, Piper left class, and they're like, we don't know when she's coming back, so we're just going to go move dorms. Who knows how long that'll take. Not leave a note or anything, just hope they make it back in time before her. Nini wants to come as well, but she's a girl, so she can't really help move things in the guys' dorms, so she's really going to stand on the lookout. So off they go.
And in Chapter 4, Strangers on Campus, we are on our way to move dorms. Soren is singing his poetry about what they're doing, while the whole time they're supposed to be quiet, walking through the halls during class. And Gray sees it as seeking a life lesson and not skipping class because Professor Jenkins is not there. Nasbit opens the door to the Nobleborn dorms and asks that no one touches anything because they are very particular about their items. And holy Abyssal Hells, they have a lot of things. There's a few things that were described as, all right, we have tapestries, we have bed sheets matching the mystical creature in which we are bonded to. We have an aquarium that was stated as large enough for Gray to swim in.
The lowborn dorm has to be so empty. Like, if you can fit an aquarium in it, like, the lowborn dorm has nothing.
Would you imagine the echo in the lowborn dorm?
Yeah, and there's like 5 of them sharing it.
Right. I am kind of surprised that the Nobleborns didn't bring butlers or servants. I imagine they probably weren't allowed to mostly. But again, still surprised that we don't have at least 1 or 2 of them hanging around somewhere. We have Gray using his brain and is helping Nasbit move his trunk with Thurin, and picks up 1 trunk by himself. Rather than Gray changing Twain into a nightmare, he changes Twain into Nasbit's stone golem, and Twain is the one that picks it up and moves it out. He does bump into something, and Nasbit kind of gets like super like, oh god. As they are getting back into their dorm, there are just two random strangers that are standing in the middle of their dorms, and they definitely don't belong here.
Chapter 5 is Bedside Manor. The two that are in there, we do have a gargoyle arcanist, and that one can only be described as a true form squirrel arcanist. They are there to improve defenses. We do find out that this is the Raaza squirrel. And apparently they are specialists in these sorts of things and actually made the tree. So very, very prestigious, I guess, and kind of surprised that nobody knows them, but this squirrel is supposed to be very helpful.
Wait. I thought the first class or the first semester you get the history of the dorm, like the history of the school and all that jazz. They didn't have that, like orientation of. Like...
It did not include who created the tree. They talk about the headmaster being worried about additional damage. They're essentially fortifying and improving the defenses. Obviously, this is a result of everything that's been going on with Gray. Piper does finally show up to class. So they kind of finish class out. Gray decides that he's going to go visit Helmith and Knovak in the infirmary. He does find out that Knovak is out of the infirmary, but when he goes to visit Helmith, she's not really looking too hot, and much to Gray's chagrin, in comes her husband.
Done.
Arch nemesis.
With that ends this first set of 5 chapters. Unfortunately, we don't really have any more information about the Raaza squirrel, so I would love to know more about it if we ever do get an additional information.
For our true form squirrel arcanist?
Yes, exactly. Like, you put them in there. You have to have a reason. Words mean
They
things.
do. They do, and I want to know about our squirrel.
But with that ends this week's episode. As this episode is airing, we are in our first week of the new year, and hopefully it is starting out well for you. And if you are working through some resolutions, we wish you the best of luck with those for sure. And with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll catch you guys next week.